Hi everyone, I have something special for you today. Today we'll be talking with Libby McDougall from Memphis, Tennessee. She owns Simply Green Cleaning Services and is just about to graduate from the Drop the Mop and Scale Accelerator and move on to join the Sisters Mastermind next month. So welcome, Libby. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I wanted to have Libby on today because I thought she's been having some pretty remarkable results while in the program. And I thought it would be awesome if we heard from her and she can tell you all about what's been going on in her business. So Libby, tell us a little bit about your business, when you founded it and why you started it.
So I started cleaning houses in 2015 when I was in college. I loved the flexibility. It worked really good with my schedule. I kind of changed my major like 15 times and jumped around from job to job trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I just eventually came back to cleaning houses. So in 2017, I started my own business. I've always had like a passion for all natural and like non-toxic living. And so I decided to combine the two just to have both of my passions come together with cleaning and all natural living. And I thought it would be a great way to stand out in the city with all the other cleaning companies.
Totally, because not everyone is natural, right? A lot of people use a lot of harsh chemicals. So it sounds like you went through college and kind of figured out you were an entrepreneur,
Yep,
right? Yeah.
pretty much.
That's similar to my story too. I changed majors and everything else, and it took me a while. It wasn't until I was like 26, 27 that I figured out I was an entrepreneur too. So very similar. So when did you decide to seek out coaching for your cleaning business?
So I was really like in just like a standstill of what to do next. I was burnt out. I was overwhelmed with work. I was starting to work late nights and working
Mm.
weekends, and I really just didn't know how to go about like hiring people or what to do next. I had no idea, and I was kind of even considering just like dropping everything and starting a new, like
Really?
finding a new career. So and then I was on the Facebook page, a cleaning Facebook page, and I found you came across you, and I decided to message you, and I was really nervous about it, but
Oh,
um,
why were you so
every
nervous about it?
I was like, is this really gonna work? Is this one of those like get rich
Things,
schemes? And
yeah.
it was not, and it actually did really help, and I'm so glad that I did it.
So how was your business like before you decided to seek support? Like what would you say your biggest obstacles were?
Um, my biggest obstacles, so I was busy, like just
Okay.
constantly busy, like a great problem to have, but I had so many people interested and I couldn't do it by myself. And so my biggest obstacle was just trying to find help. I occasionally had friends that would help me every now and then, but I got to the point where I really was like, okay, I need to hire a new person full time as an employee. So that was my biggest obstacle. And then just kind of figuring out the ins and outs of like really running a business. Because the whole time I've just been doing it by myself.
It's easy to do it, by yourself, but then you're so good at getting clients that all of a sudden you had all these clients and you're like, oh my God, what do I do? Like I remember you being pretty nervous about hiring people.
Yeah, I was really nervous. I was scared to let go of my baby, pretty much. I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
know
hard.
how to let go of the control and kind of let other people in. But I've finally gotten to a place where I'm able to do that, and it's been amazing.
Oh, that's good. And I think I remember too, that you were afraid to increase your prices, right, on your clients.
Yes, I was very afraid of that.
Tell me about that. I know we worked on that for a little bit.
Yeah, I was really worried that they were just gonna not be okay with it. And I've had clients for a really long time, but I actually didn't have any issues with any of them. And so I've raised all of my clients' prices, and then all the new clients, I've been using my new higher prices, and I've had great success with it.
Did you lose any clients when you raised prices?
I didn't
How
lose
many did you
any.
lose?
I
You
think
didn't lose
I
any.
think I
Okay.
I didn't lose any. I lost one client not too long after I raised
Okay.
my prices, but I don't know if it had to do with that.
Yeah.
I think it just had to do with like their finances and just they might have been kind of thinking about it for a while.
And there's really nothing you can do when it's a finance issue. But I know, so a lot of maid service owners are afraid. They're in the same boat as you are. They're afraid to raise their prices because, it could be rejection or whatever. But usually, you may only lose, depending on how many you have, you may only lose like one or two. And then once you raise your prices, you're like, wow, I'm actually doing less houses and making more profit, which is what you
Yep.
want to do. So,
Yeah.
so you've been in the program about 6 months. It's a 6-month program. How would you say your experience has been so far? What have you liked about it?
It's been amazing. I've loved the homework and just like all of the Zoom calls that we've had. It really like teaches me a lot of stuff that I thought I knew, but I really didn't
Okay.
know like how to actually go about everything. So it's really just giving me a lot of insight on like the do's and don'ts of owning a business and how to get more clients and how to hire people and train them and everything. It's really just taught me a lot.
Did you feel that you got more clients by being in the program?
Oh yes, I've
Really? Okay.
definitely added more clients, and I think it's just because of everything that I've learned through the program on how to um, get post ads and how to communicate with them better, and just
Yeah.
all of that kind of stuff.
A lot of times too, once you raise your prices and you see that your clients don't leave you, it increases your confidence to keep your prices higher. And then, that energy comes across when you're sitting in front of a new person that if you're confident with your pricing, they don't know what you're thinking, right? When you're in front of
Yeah.
them. So that's like a big thing. So as far as like revenues, did you increase your revenue well in the program?
Yes, I have. I've definitely increased my revenue and really just everything has just increased.
Oh, that's good. So as far as like major changes, what would you say, like, name like your top like 2 or 3 like major changes while being in the program?
Major changes would be, I'd say um, really just like employees. I finally have
Yeah,
help, real employees, not just people that come and go
real employees.
occasionally. And
Yep.
then just adding more clients. And finally, I'm moving on from my apartment little office to a storage unit. So
Yep.
it's taught me growth and
Yeah. No, that's
yeah.
cool. So when you say real employees, like as opposed to, so a lot of people will start out hiring their friends. Did you ever hire one of your friends before to help you? I think,
Yep,
right? Yeah.
that's all I did at first is I would
Yeah.
have friends that were like hairdressers that had, flexible schedules or stay-at-home moms and they would help me every now and then. And then it was kind of hard because if they're just working every now and then, it's kind of hard to train them and then you still have to pay them and you're kind of going back over them and everything. But now I can actually have a full-time employee on payroll and I have
Yeah,
them
that's right.
trained for several weeks and then I can trust them to go out without me there.
That's another thing you did. You got on a payroll system. You got on
Yep.
Gusto, right? Yep, that's right. Yeah, it's a lot of people will, when we start cleaning businesses, I did the same. I hired my friends, I paid them cash under the table, but your friends really are employees because there's a different dynamic and you can't, you have when you have to be a boss, you have to sometimes discipline, and that's very difficult when it comes to your friends and stuff because your friends look at it like, hey, I'm doing you a favor, right?
Yeah.
It's totally different dynamic. So we all kind of do it. But no, you've been doing really, really good with your hiring, definitely. So who do you think would benefit from enrolling in the Drop Them Up and Scale Accelerator with me?
Um, Anyone who's just stuck and doesn't know what to do next, or where to go with their business, and if they just feel like giving up and
Yeah.
or if they just need help, like if you just need help on trying to figure out what to do next, because that's where I was. I had no idea what to do and I thought like I would ask my mom or my boyfriend like but they
Yeah.
didn't know because
They
they don't
don't
clean
know.
houses so they would give me some advice but like they they helped their best, but really I just needed someone who really knew the ins and outs of a cleaning company. And so if you have no idea where to go next, I would definitely jump on it.
I think it's a cool community. Like all the owners like really come together, like especially on the Zoom calls each week, like they help each other and they, you know, they're all over the country, some in Canada, and they provide a lot of support for each other, which I think is really, really cool, you know.
Yeah.
So do you have any advice for maid service owners who are struggling and thinking about getting some help?
Um, my advice is get the help.
Get the help.
And
Okay.
don't be afraid of it. I was afraid and nervous at first and
Yeah.
didn't know like if this was just like a scheme or
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there's so many people out there
I
that like you
know.
don't know if it's true, like real or not, and this really helped me. And so just don't give up and keep on going.
Did you feel at one point that you wanted to give the business up before you got help?
I did. I really was in that mindset of if I don't know what to do, and if I don't get the help or have somebody like really guide me, then I'm probably gonna try to just find something else to do or go back to school and sit in an
Yeah.
office and be miserable.
Be miserable. I know office work's horrible when you need to move around. I think it's like when you don't have systems in place, the business can become very chaotic.
Yeah,
You know, and
for
I think
sure.
that's what the program helps with a lot is just making it unchaotic and giving, people the systems to kind of smooth out the processes. So well, I'm just super excited to see your success and I can't wait to see what you do going forward in the mastermind and hiring more people. So thank you for being on with us today. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
wouldn't be here if it weren't for you.
Well, that means a lot. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, thanks for jumping on.
Thank you.
All right.